Thank you, everybody. I am George Lane. I'm the Co-Film Festival Director for Days of the Dead, and this is the totally awesome block, and it lived up to it. A lot of awesomeness, 80s, and badassness. So I'm going to start off on right here to my left, Satanimation. Can you guys introduce yourselves and what you did on the project?
I'm Jason Hooper. I was the co-director and writer of Satanimation.
Kelsie Little. I wrote and sang the end theme, and I also played art student number 1.
I'm Juan Gonzalez, aka Dirty Freakin' Joe, and my music video Sci-Fi Sam screened in the beginning of this block, opening the party.
I'm Heath Benfield. I directed Sugar Tits, and this is
Josh Griffey. I wrote and was in Sugar Tits.
Nice. CJ Vecchio, writer-director of The Evil 3, the fan film.
One of the things that stands out the most is a lot of the special effects in this, practical and digital. So if we can start off with you guys at Satanimation, how did you go about putting those things together?
Well, so when we started, we knew we were going to do a lot of special effects. It started out as just like a free, or we weren't paying anybody. It was just on our weekends, you know, off our day jobs, we would just try to shoot a little bit. So we knew from the get-go we weren't going to be able to do a lot of special effects. So we basically, came up with kind of gimmick kills. And our lead actor, who played Tommy, he could do little effects work at the beginning, so he could do a slit throat. But mostly, we were just trying to make it simple and kind of gross. And a lot of it we could cover up with animation. We could cover up because there was a guy there the whole time. And then at the end, basically just to kind of give it a little bit more, I think we calmed somewhat, essentially. But for the most part, it was all practical.
And Joe, you got the head and
I got my display here. First time ever bringing it out to the public. What better way to do it than at Days of the Dead? This is actually a piece made by Joe Castro, special effects artist Joe Castro. I'm sure some of you guys know him. One of the greatest special effects artists in my book. He's the greatest. But this is my face piece that I use in the music video. And like I said, I love practical effects. I love like physical effects. I'm not the biggest CGI. You have to use some VFX in there, but I love owning props. And that's what I love about the old school movies back in the days, like in The Thing, like everything, animatronics, all that kind of stuff. So I needed something that I can keep in my music video that's memorable and actually really cool.
let's see. I went to the Hustler Club in Castleton.
Nice.
Which provided the member that was nailed to the chair. And actually our amazing makeup artist, Beth, is here, and she did a lot of the legwork, so to speak, for that. So a lot of our effects, that goes to her.
And Sam held the tip of it while I wiggled it around. Thanks, Sam.
Just a tip?
Yeah.
sexy.
I held the other part. We have like a shocking amount of footage of that. Like, we were really having a blast doing that, pulling it around and hammering it and all that. So, very memorable day.
And ripping out the teeth was, actually that was like a $30 like dental typodont from Amazon that we ordered. And it just kind of came that way. Well, Beth treated it with, her wizardry to make the gums look, for real. But yeah, it's pretty cheap.
For us, we flew Rob Kowalski, another big special effects guy. He's from Arizona, so he kind of went viral. He created a werewolf on like an examining table, and in Europe it went wild. Like people were saying an actual werewolf was caught. So we flew him in. He wanted to do a face cast, and he wanted us to fly somebody out to Arizona. I'm like, dude, we got like a $10,000 budget. There's no way. So I go, how about you just do it yourself and you could act in the movie? So he was Frankie in The Evil 3, and that was his head that got tore off. And then we actually had a makeup special effects artist blow us off, never showed up on set, so I called this guy Hilario Rodriguez, an Indiana boy, Doc Rodriguez. So he came in last minute, he did his own cast of his hand right there on set. They got cut off, It's just like I said, in filmmaking, you just have to have a plan B and have a backup guy, and then he was our guy. So great guy, Indiana boy.
All right, CJ, and with the Evil Three, putting together these three icons, what made you want to just put these three together? Is it just like the Freddy versus Jason, but now you get a like?
Yeah, you know, like I said, we just, you know, as a group of us, we fan of fan films, you know? So like, let's, you know, there's always a Jason, there's always a Michael, there's always let's put them all three in one, right? So, you know, we got a bunch of guys together, we did it, shot it in like 2 weekends, you know, pretty small budget and just worked out, you know? I mean, boom, throw 3 genres in one, right? You know? And we have free posters, by the way, if you can check us out at the booth and the other venue hall, giving away free posters. But yeah, it was just, like I said, it was just, we're all fans. I mean, I blew off, I think Friday the 13th Part 4, I ditched high school. You know, I blew off class, and I was the only guy in there, in the theater. You know, I mean, there was a guy behind me just by himself with a popcorn, you know, a bucket of popcorn looking at me the entire time. But, you know, like I said, we're just all fans of the genre, so.
And Heath and Josh, what inspired your degenerate film?
It's hard to say where these things start. But yeah, I kind of got really hooked on that image of the doll with the teeth. It started out almost as I was watching my kids play. It's weird that that's what came out of that. But I was watching my kids play and I got this idea of like, what if they had a creepy doll and what could that be? And it went through several versions before it ended up in this. There's just something like, one of the first things I really imagined was that candlelit dinner scene. I was just like, I just want to watch a guy have dinner with this doll. And I think that'd be funny, and then you kind of reverse engineer it from there. And I knew Heath would make it look cool. And, so if you want to talk about all that.
Well, I think a big source of inspiration, honestly, was being here last year when we had our movie, and we saw in our screening block Joe Riley's Charlie the Canceled Skeleton, because we thought we had the craziest movie with the masturbating priest. If you haven't seen it, it's on our YouTube. And no, Joe blew us out of the water. We're like, shit, we have to get crazier. So this man and I got to work.
Yeah.
I love that. All right.
Yeah, that's one you'll never forget if you see that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's scarring.
Well, for me, my music video was inspired by a feature film by Sean Heights. He's filming Area 5150, and I started it. And then I actually play a role as myself, Dirty Freaking Joe, in there watching the Sci-Fi Sam podcast show. And I'm that die-hard fan that just, you know, makes a demo for Sci-Fi Sam, and, you know, at a convention. So I came up with the hook on the spot, on set, and everybody loved it. So then they were all humming it on set, and they're like, hey, can you write a whole song? I was like, yeah, I can write a whole song. And I did it, delivered it, and then they just loved the whole song in general. So I told them, hey, can I make the music video? It's going to be inspired by you guys, so it's not exactly your characters in the movie, but they did make cameo. The director made a cameo in my music video. The producers made a cameo. But I like to tell everybody that it's pretty much like it's like a teaser music video of what to expect when Area 5150 comes out. So at the meantime, while we're waiting for this movie to come out, this is a little example, a little taste of what to expect.
It's good marketing. Yeah.
All right, and Satanimation. What brought that level of just 80s badassness with the art and bringing it to life? What spurred that concept?
So when I was a kid, I was a big fan of Two Frame Rider and I started getting into horror, and I found Evil Tunes, and I was like, this is going to be the greatest movie ever. And then when you watch Evil Tunes, there's about 15 seconds of animation in the whole movie, so essentially, I was very disappointed. I ended up liking the movie, but I was very disappointed with the animation. So with this, I just wanted to. I'm not an animator, but I just wanted to basically, have animation in it, and actually have animation in it. So I think we ended up with like 9 minutes of animation, including like the horns and everything. So essentially. That's kind of where it came from. Setting it in the 80s, I guess it's the early 90s. It just kind of felt like I didn't want to do a comedy, like per se, like with jokes, but I kind of wanted it to be something that, people, they're going to laugh at it. So it just felt like the right kind of mood, and I was really into full moon movies back in the 90s, so I just kind of wanted to have that lighthearted tone, but kind of gruesome. Yeah, basically, that's where it came from.
You succeeded. All right, if I can go down the line, can you tell me what's next, even if you don't have anything planned, what you'd like to do, and then where people can connect with you?
Well, I'm not really online anywhere right now. I'm kind of starting a website. It's filmsrandom.com. It's not really up yet, but it will have a couple of short films I've done in the past. My producer friend on this has talked to me about wanting to do a feature, so he wants basically in the next couple of months. I just quit, or I just finished a job, and I'm going to basically focus on writing a feature.
Not too much different from him. I'll probably end up singing the end theme to that one too. So,
You can find me mainly, I'm more active on Instagram, it's dirty_Joe87. I'm on Facebook under Joe Gonzalez. I got maybe 3 more movies I'm lined up for. The Farmhouse Murders, I got Pinocchio Unmasked, and then Clown Motel 3. I should be done all filming by August, but I need to take a break. But while I'm on break, I'm actually going to be writing my next music video that I plan to shoot next year, which is inspired again by another film I've done called Desert Fiends. So I'm not sure. I know Bloody Disgusting made an article on it, and it's getting some word out there. So I'm going to be doing another music video inspired by that movie, and then probably turn it into a short so I can win a Deadhead. Because I learned my lesson last time when I got an award for Days of the Dead. I got a certificate. It was a microphone. So they told me to get a Deadhead, at least you got to have a short. So I'm going to turn a music video into a short, kind of like Thriller, having a little intro dialogue, then blend it in with the music video, and then make an outro to it. So I'll make the link to be a short, so I can be back at Days of the Dead and try to get that Deadhead. That's motivation.
Okay, so our production company is Misfit Parade, as you can see by the t-shirt. And our slogan is "We make messed up movies." If you go to our YouTube, hopefully that is reinforced. And so if you were here to see Sugar Tits, that's just the tip of the iceberg for what we have planned next. So we are just the tip. Just the tip. You have no idea what's coming next. So we're starting to shoot in 2 weeks in the Indy area, our feature film called Mr. Cream Jeans Hidey Hole.
Whoa! That's not
You heard it? You heard it here.
It's more outrageous, more sexually charged. Just we're trying to make the most messed up movie you've ever seen in your life.
But wholesome, but also
We need more of
wholesome.
that. We need more of that in here.
So that's what's next.
Yeah.
But with 2 T's. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, phrasing.
Well, what we have next, actually, speaking of Joe Riley, so him and I are writing a movie together.
Nice.
So with Brett Latta. So on the way down here, I was on a Bluetooth on a cell phone, so we're coming up with kill scenes all the way down here from Chicago. The Find Me, CJ Vecchio, on Facebook, theevil3.com. Also, a festival director at Chicago Horror Film Festival. You know, they take a lot of, copy a lot of stuff from him, but yeah, so we're next one's gonna be a feature. We're gonna be filming probably start next year. So, but Joe Riley. Actually, he won. Charlie the Canceled Skeleton. It's a great short, and he's actually naked in it. So we had to create an award for the best sexiest ass, right? And so he won.
Right.
Great ass.
Thank you all very much for participating. If anybody has any questions with these filmmakers, if you guys can please hang out with them later on and ask them whatever you want. We're going to start our next block. So, guys, thank you very much. I really appreciate sending your projects.
Thank you for having us.